Digestive system. The digestive system consists of two parts. One, an alimentary canal, or gastrointestinal, or GI, or tract, a tube of smooth muscle that extends from mouth to anus, responsible for transporting food one way and digesting it. Two, accessory organs, organs that are not part of the tube but aid in digestion. The diagram on the left shows the organs of the alimentary canal only. The diagram on the right, over here, shows additional accessory organs including the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. If you'd like, you can pause the video and go through all these different pieces of the system. The organs of the alimentary canal include the oral cavity, the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and colon. The accessory organs of the digestive system include salivary glands, the tongue, teeth, liver, gallbladder, bile ducts, pancreas. Some of these organs help with other activities of life, not just digestion. The oral cavity is also called the mouth. The mouth is the primary site of mechanical digestion. Muscles of mastication, that's just a big word for chewing, control movement of the jaw. Thousands of glands in the tongue and lining of the oral cavity wet the food with saliva. The tongue has taste receptors, a rough surface that helps with breakdown, and muscles to push the food into the pharynx. The teeth pulverize or masticate the food during chewing. Salivary glands, located in the lower jaw and anterior to, that means in front of, the ear, secrete mucus containing digestive enzymes into salivary ducts, which carry the enzyme-rich fluid, saliva, into the mouth. The tongue pushes a bolus, which is a chewed, rounded mass of food, into the pharynx. The esophagus is a tube lined with smooth muscle. This type of muscle is involuntary. It will contract and propel food down on its own, so you don't have to think about it. It carries food from the bottom of the pharynx. Here's our pharynx right over here. And here's the esophagus going down. It's a tube. So it's carrying the food from the bottom of the pharynx to the stomach. It is located behind, parentheses, posterior to, the trachea and in front of, or anterior to, the spinal column. The stomach is located in the upper left part of the abdomen. It carries out both mechanical and chemical digestion. The stomach wall is lined with external muscle to help with peristalsis and mechanical digestion. The stomach wall secretes acid and enzymes which work with other enzymes to enhance protein digestion. Microorganisms usually do not survive the mechanical and chemical digestion of the stomach. In addition, the very acidic environment kills most microorganisms as well. One notable exception is H. pylori, the bacterium that causes peptic ulcers. At the bottom of the stomach is the pyloric sphincter, which creates a one-way valve leading into the small intestine. The small intestine carries out peristalsis, chemical digestion, and absorption of nutrients. It is the primary site of absorption of nutrients. The small intestine is highly adapted to carry out its absorption function efficiently. It is a great anatomical example of a structure-function relationship. The average human small intestine is 22 meters long, an adaptation to increase the absorption of nutrients. The small intestine has thin walls, an adaptation that enhances, that is, improves, passage of nutrients from the alimentary canal into the bloodstream. The large intestine, also called the colon, is responsible for water absorption and elimination. Although it is called the large intestine, it is not as long as the small intestine. However, the large intestine has a larger diameter than the small intestine. It is subdivided into the cecum, colon, rectum, and anus. The main function of the large intestine is to absorb water and minerals in the colon. The absorbed water helps solidify the undigested material. Undigested, unabsorbed material passes to the rectum and anus for elimination. Here's the large intestine, this dark red tube stuff here. And here's the small intestine. It's longer but thinner, not as thick as your large intestine. And your stomach is up here. And your different parts of your large intestine are shown, so please feel free to stop this and check each one of them out. While the liver has many functions, its main function in the digestive system is the production of bile. And over here, this is our liver. And over here is the stomach. Bile has water, salt, and pigments that provide the brown color of feces. Bile contains salts that emulsify fats. The bile salts surround droplets of fat, increasing their surface area and making them more available to digestive enzymes that break down the fats known as lipases. After being produced in the liver, bile travels through ducts to the gallbladder. And right here is your gallbladder. The gallbladder stores bile and concentrates it until it is needed for digestion of fats. Bile ducts carry bile from the gallbladder to the duodenum, which is the beginning of the small intestine, when food enters the small intestines. If gallstones form and the gallbladder has to be removed, the liver will continually drip bile into the small intestine. Some dietary changes may be necessary, such as avoiding eating too much greasy food at once. The pancreas is a gland that produces many of the digestive enzymes needed for digestion in the small intestine. It also produces sodium bicarbonate, which changes the pH of the digesting food from highly acidic in the stomach to basic in the small intestine. Enzymes and sodium bicarbonate travel from the pancreas to the duodenum via the pancreatic duct. Diarrhea results when an osmotic imbalance in the intestines causes too little water absorption, leading to watery stools. Intestinal parasites and viral infections can cause water to enter intestines rather than exit the intestines. Most infections resolve within a few days without intervention, but chronic diarrhea leads to dehydration and can require hospitalization. Oral rehydration therapy involves drinking a solution of water, sugar, and salt, which helps to replenish lost fluids and electrolytes. There are many intestinal viruses, bacteria, and parasites that can cause diarrhea.